Dear students, welcome to this session on feedback configurations of operational amplifier. In the previous session, we talked about open loop configurations. So this is also called feedback or closed loop configurations. These are the resources used. So before going into feedback, we again want to go back to open loop configurations or without feedback. So the term open loop indicates that no feedback in any form is fed to the input from the output. So when connected in open loop, the op amp functions as a very high gain amplifier. The op amp that uses feedback is called a feedback amplifier. In a feedback amplifier, an output is fed either directly or via another network to the input from output signal. A feedback amplifier is sometimes referred to as closed loop amplifier because the feedback forms a closed loop between the input and the output. A feedback amplifier essentially consists of two parts, an op amp and a feedback circuit. The feedback circuit can take any form whatsoever depending upon the intended application of the amplifier. This means that the feedback circuit may be made up of either passive components, active components, or combination of both. In order to develop the basic feedback concepts, only purely resistive feedback circuits are in the present session. Negative or degenerative feedback. If the signal fed back is of opposite polarity or out of phase with respect to the input signal, the feedback is called negative feedback. Negative feedback is also known as degenerative feedback. When used, it degenerates or reduces the output voltage amplitude and in turn reduces the voltage gain. The negative feedback also reduces the effect of variations in temperature and supply voltages on the output of op amp. An amplifier with negative feedback has a self-correcting ability against any changes in the output voltage caused by changes in the environmental conditions. When used in amplifier, negative feedback stabilizes the gain, increases the bandwidth and changes the input and output resistances. The price paid for these improvements is the reduced voltage gain. Other benefits of negative feedback includes a decrease in harmonic or nonlinear distortion and a reduction in the effect of input offset voltage at the output. Positive or regenerative feedback. So if the signal fed is in phase with the input signal, this type of feedback is called positive feedback. In positive feedback, the signal aids the input signal. For this reason, it is also referred to as regenerative feedback. The positive feedback is necessary in oscillator circuits and the negative feedback is necessary for amplifier circuits. So this is the example of feedback configuration or closed loop differential amplifier. So this RF consists of feedback circuit. The output is fed back to the input. Now you see here two input voltages are there, V in 1 and V in 2. V in 1 is fed to the positive side, that is the non-inverting side. V in 2 is fed to the negative side, that is the inverting terminal. The output V0 is AF. This is the feedback gain. So it has been changed from the open loop gain or without feedback gain. So AF into V in 1 minus V in 2 because it's a closed loop differential amplifier. So there is a change in gain from A to AF and the gain has been reduced from the open loop gain. So feedback configurations. So a closed loop amplifier can be represented by using two blocks, one for an op-amp or forward circuit and another for a feedback circuit, that is also called the backward circuit. There are four ways to connect these blocks. These connections are classified according to whether the voltage or current is fed back to the input in series or in parallel. These are as follows: voltage series feedback, voltage shunt feedback, current series feedback and current shunt feedback. So now we are talking of voltage feedback circuits. We have seen there are two voltage feedback circuits, voltage series and voltage shunt feedback circuit. So in both the voltage series and voltage shunt feedback circuits, the voltage across load RL is the input voltage to the feedback circuit. The feedback quantity, either voltage or current, is the output of the feedback circuit and is proportional to the output voltage. So this is the voltage series feedback configuration. In this you can see the op-amp is the forward path and this is the feedback path. The voltage across the load resistance is the input to the feedback circuit. This is V0 and the output of the feedback circuit is Vf, that is the feedback voltage. This is voltage shunt feedback. Here Vin is the input voltage and V0 or V0 is the output voltage of the amplifier. Now V0 is being fed back as input to the feedback circuit and the output is current IF, that is the feedback current. That is the reason this is called voltage shunt feedback. Next we are talking of current feedback circuits. So in current series and current shunt feedback circuits, the load current IL flows into the feedback circuit. The output of the feedback circuit, either voltage or current, is proportional to the load current. So for current series feedback, you can see this is current series feedback configuration. The arrows show the direction of flow of the signal. This is the forward path, op-amp, the backward path, feedback circuit. Vin is the input voltage and IL, load current, is being fed to this feedback circuit as input. Next is the current shunt feedback. So you can see here, this is current shunt, and the output of this operational amplifier or forward circuit is the input to this feedback circuit, and load current IL is the input to feedback circuit. So in all these feedback configurations, the voltage series and voltage shunt feedback configurations are most important because they are commonly used. And in the next session, we will be talking about the voltage series feedback configuration.